In this video we will see how to clean a C-type linear encoder. The following tools will be necessary to complete the operation. 2 steel strips bent to the form shown, silicon, metal cutters, Torx screwdriver with an interchangeable head, alcohol and grease. The first step is to remove the end blocks as shown. Next, it is necessary to remove the reader head. This should be done very carefully so as not to damage the glass. Once the reader head has been removed, it is necessary to break the seal in the sealing lips. This can be done using a screwdriver blade. The next step is to remove the sealing lips. Sometimes they may be stuck at the extremes with the silicone. It may be necessary to tap them as shown. It is now necessary to clean the channel which holds the sealing lips. This is done wrapping some tissue paper around the metal strip as shown. To clean the glass, use the other metal strip, wrap some tissue paper around it and soak it in alcohol as shown. The paper should be changed as many times as required. Once the glass is clean, it is necessary to dry the glass with dry tissue paper wrapped around the metal strip. When cutting the sealing lips to length, make sure that they are longer than the aluminium extrusion. In order to reduce the friction between the sealing lips and the reader head, it is necessary to apply grease to the whole length of the sealing lip, as shown. Cut the sealing lips approximately 1 millimeter longer than the aluminium extrusion. Put the sealing lips proud with a screwdriver blade as shown. This will ensure IP53. Be sure to insert the reader head correctly with respect to the glass scale. Check the orientation of the glass and the bearings of the reader head before inserting. Next, apply silicon sealant to the inner face of the end block. Fit the end blocks as shown. Once the linear encoder has been cleaned and reassembled, it is necessary to check that it is functioning correctly. This is done mounting the linear encoder on a test bench, respecting the tolerances stated in the manual. The first test checks the repeatability of the linear encoder. Its count is compared to that of a patron linear encoder fitted to the test bench. The reader heads are moved to an extreme. The digital readout is set to 0. The reader head is then moved to and fro along the length of the linear encoder. The reader heads are then returned to the origin, and the digital readout is checked to ensure that both axes are at 0. Next, it is necessary to check that the linear encoder can detect all the I/O reference marks along its length. Finally, the reader head should be fixed to the linear encoder using the transport brackets as shown. The linear encoder is now ready to be shipped to the customer.